Another social innovation piece that we look at is called the adaptive cycle, which is that comes from ecosystems. It's C.S. Holling's work, and it's the way ecosystems change through time. And it's been picked up by people like the Resilience organization, resilience.org, and applied to social systems, and it applies very well. So what this says is, if you look, there's a seedlings, young trees starting to grow, let's say a forest, and then it goes towards maturity, and then those resources are locked up in those trees and those mycorrhizal fungal networks, and there's networks that are quite tight, and at some point there's a release. Either there's pests that come in or there's a fire, and that releases that particular structure that's been in place for hundreds and hundreds of years. But it releases that to make opportunity for the next. And I think that's kind of where we are now. We're somewhere in the collapse phase. But if we think about it as release, then what happens is in that blue back loop, we call it, that back loop is where we are now, where we're going to take those nutrients that have been given to us, basically, like, they had been locked up and now they're released. Think about all the people that changed jobs during the pandemic and all that really disrupted us, that pandemic. And we came back and we said, we're going to do things differently. And those of us who are starting to create different kinds of networks, different kinds of forms for economics and for how we knit ourselves together as a society or govern ourselves, all of those happen in the back loop. And that's the renewal phase. And it's fast in the natural world. It's very fast. So this is going to happen quickly. But then it's very important because whatever we come up with is what is going to grow in the front loop. And that's going to be very slow. So it's sort of what we create now is what is the world we're going to have for a while. So that's why it's very, very important. And we are no different than these ecosystems.